In this video, we're going to talk about contour line as it relates to landscape drawing. So for this, we are going to first need to define landscape drawing. It's a very broad category. It includes anything where the primary focus in the drawing is the landscape. Doesn't mean that it can't include people or houses or animals, but the primary focus is the overall landscape. Right, in a landscape drawing, there are three areas. The foreground, which is the area that's closest to you, the middle ground, which is usually also in the middle of a page, and the background, the thing that's furthest away from you and often right at the top of the page. All right, one other thing we're going to want to talk about is the weight of line. So the weight of line, let's go ahead and write that out. In drawing refers to two things, either the thickness of line or simply how hard you press. The weight of your line can help distinguish whether things are supposed to pop out towards you or sink into the background. All right, so for this exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to block off a smaller portion of our page. So you're going to need to get your sketchbook, a pencil, an eraser, and a ruler. I'm going to do my drawing part of it in the pen so that you can see better, but I'd like you to go ahead and use a pencil. So go ahead and pause the video, make sure you have all of your utensils, and then go ahead and start it up again. So I'm going to go ahead and just block off a portion of my page that I'm going to use for this landscape drawing. All right, that's what I have. Now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to draw one line that's going to be the middle ground line, and we're going to start by drawing a few lines in the front that will be the foreground. So remember, the foreground is the things that are closest to you in a drawing, and they're often towards the bottom of the page. The middle ground is often in the middle of the page, and it's the things that are the medium distance, and the background are the things that are the furthest. So for my middle ground, I'm also going to make that my horizon line, which is the line where that middle of the, not necessarily the middle of the page, but the page where your eyes are drawn to. So mine is going to be a little bit low. It's going to be here, but it's going to just be a little hill. Because we're not going to be drawing any details in here, you don't need to be very, very careful about things. Just go ahead and draw one. That's my middle ground. In my background, you can choose to draw many different things. For my background line, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to draw a crescent moon. All right, I'm going to erase that a little bit there. And now I'm going to draw a few foreground things. So for my foreground, I'm going to make a few different hills that go this way. And then I'm going to add a little bit more way in the background here. Okay, so we have a few lines. Now, I want to distinguish these different groupings of hills one from another, so I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to make the weight of those lines a little heavier so that it's distinguishable one from the other. Just go ahead and retrace using a heavy hand. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use contour line. So contour line in this case, in regards to landscape, is just going to be a line that follows the curve and tilt of the hills. So we might start in the background, and I'm going to start by just echoing the line that's there again and again. Your line will probably change a bit as it echoes, and that's okay. So there we have it. You can see here in the background, like a middle background here, where my lines are really close together and they get further and further apart as we move forward. That helps emphasize the foreground and the background from the middle ground. Also, one other thing I'd like to take note of is the use of space. Here at the bottom of my page is really busy, and up here, there's not a lot going on. Trying to use positive and negative space to show you something. Although there's not much going on up here, it shows you a wide open sky. It gives you room to breathe, although down here in the front, it's really full. So you can use your positive space, which is the space that you have filled in with drawing, and your negative space to also tell you some information about what's happened.